All right, welcome in everybody for another video in the COVID series. We're going to be talking today about taking care of your spine during COVID. Now, some of you may assume this is for chiropractic patients only. In fact, this is for everyone. Why? Because everyone has a spine. Just like everyone should be brushing their teeth, everyone should be taking care of their spine on a daily basis. And that's because it protects the most important system in the body. If you want your immune system to function at the highest level, you need to be making sure that the system that controls your immune system functions at the highest level, and that's your nervous system. And the motion specifically in the spine is the most important aspect of this. In fact, we know from a 1980s Nobel Prize winning neurology study that it's the motion of your spine that actually activates the ATP production inside of your brain. So basically, if you want to think well, if you want to process information well, if you want to actually have your nervous system functioning well, your spine should be moving well, moving to its optimal. And so that's basically takes place in these three main directions here. So we're going to take you through a series of exercises that we have each of our patients do to prepare their spine for each adjustment. But really what the point of these exercises is not just for motion, but it's actually for cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid is the fluid that surrounds both your brain and your spinal cord and basically replaces blood and its ability to bring nutrients to those neurons and to every element within that spinal canal, but also to take toxins out, the metabolic byproducts of just creating that energy, creating that ATP that happens to be going on in there. And so what needs to happen in order for that to flow is that your sacrum pumps back and forth almost like a tail, and your head pumps back and forth almost like a tail. And this will create a fluid exchange that should take place a minimum of twice a day. So just like you brush your teeth twice a day, floss, ideally, we're going to be brushing and flossing our spine. And let me show you these exercises. They're going to start with that front to back, then we're going to go side to side, and then we're going to go rotation. Before we start on this though, note that pain is a major red flag. Not necessarily that you should be stopping this, but that there is a problem in your spine, a restriction, and really only a chiropractor is trained in how to assess for this restriction and correct that restriction as well. And so if that's you, as you're doing these exercises, you feel that, make sure to call our number or text our office, 402-413-8825. So let's start right over here at the chair. So we have these wobble discs. These discs help to destabilize the foundation so that we can get full range of motion out of our spine. If you're at home and you do not have one of these discs, then I would recommend getting a soft cushion to basically replace this. If you have a wobble ball at home, a big exercise ball at home, this doesn't do a great job of replacing it because it becomes so unstable that you can actually injure yourself during that workout. But if you have something that sits here and won't dump you onto the floor, it actually makes for a great replacement. So we're going to start with that front to back motion. So make sure that you're up towards the front of your chair, far enough away from the back of your chair that you don't hit your head against something. Also make sure you're not directly up against the wall. We're going to start and we're just going to bend forward at the waist. Notice I'm not bending forward at my hips, but I'm getting every vertebra to move forward and then every vertebra to move backward. And this is going to be a rather quick motion, but you start slow. Get your spine used to it. Warm up the spine. And we're going to start, and we're just going to aim for 20. You want to start with 20, and then each day add 5 repetitions until you hit your age. And if you're not 20 yet, that's okay. Do 20 anyways. This 20 is kind of the baseline where we see the most benefits starting to happen. So forward and back. I like to involve my shoulder blades in this, reaching forward and back, keeping my shoulder blades from adhering to my rib cage at all, keeping that full range of motion. Don't avoid your neck. Don't avoid your low back. If you're feeling pain in any of those motions, you can keep going, but don't go past the point of pain. Don't lean into the pain because that could actually be your body telling you that there is an injury that you should guard. Just like you wouldn't move your arm if it was broken, you don't want to move a damaged joint. So once we get through 20 of those, then we're going to go side to side. And it's the exact same thing except sideways. So we're going to go to the right and the left, right and left, getting that spine to move all the way to each side. Then as you get better at this, you pick up the pace a little bit and you really get those hips going with you. And once you get through 20 of those reps, then you're going to be moving to rotation. So make sure you have full elbow clearance here. You don't want to bang your funny bone into the side of the chair. It's not very funny. Bring those elbows up and twist. And you're going to start with a little bit of rotation here, side to side, every single vertebra rotating. As you get into it though, start raising the hip up on the side to which you're bending or twisting. And that will actually get a lot. If you hear a pop coming out of your spine, that means that there was a misalignment and your body just self-corrected. That's a great thing. It also means that there's probably some degenerative arthritis building up there. As you continue to do this and as you work with your chiropractor, you can actually halt the progression of that degenerative arthritis and in some cases actually reverse that. You can reverse bulging disc, you can reverse herniated discs if you take care of it soon enough and if you have someone that's trained in how to correct the spine. If these issues are issues that you have, if you're dealing with back pain or sciatica, if you're dealing with a suppressed or compromised immune system, call your chiropractor and set up an appointment to have your nervous system evaluated. We do that through 3 major ways: a full physical, a nerve scan, and then a very specific set of x-rays to see exactly what your spine needs in order to get that correction, to see exactly how much arthritis is in your spine, and see exactly what's creating those compromised joints. And so these exercises are something that you should be doing twice a day, every day. Again, remember, if there's pain with these motions, don't press into the pain, work around it, and then let your chiropractor know so that he can assess those segments for any damage to the joints. If you need a chiropractor, you can call our office at 402-413-8825. Go to our website, that's goodlifefamilychiropractic.com, or if you're not local to the Lincoln area, maxliving.com has a great Find a Doctor tool that will help you find the closest certified structural correction specialist in your area. I'm Dr. Jake Tucker. Make sure to join us every night after shift for another informational video to keep you healthy during COVID-19.